expression, there is substantial scientific and medical evidence to show you only when you're in pleasant states of experience will you find full expression to who you are. Does everybody endorse this, please? Hello? Have to practice. Here you have to practice how to be alive. Death will come. But if you do not do what you can do, you're a disaster. See, that's because a whole lot of people have kind of wrongly conceived that life is some kind of a race. If life is a race, of course you must win. If you win, what should happen? You must get to the finish line first. So, what is it that every human being is trying to achieve? Right now, being in an atmosphere like this, maybe you're thinking of profession, maybe a business, maybe getting to some place, I don't know, maybe you're trying to win an award or something, I don't know what. But you must understand, whether it's money or wealth or recognition, fame, name, whatever it is, essentially what you're trying to do is, you want to experience life a little more than the way it is right now. Somebody thinks it'll happen with knowledge, somebody thinks it'll happen with money, somebody thinks it'll happen with pleasure, somebody thinks it'll happen with, relationships or something else, doing something in the world, or somebody thinks it'll happen only when they go to heaven. But all of them are seeking the same thing. I want you to understand, the man who goes to the bar and the man who goes to the temple are seeking the same thing through different means, fulfillment, isn't it? Yes or no? I know, a lot of people don't like it, but the fact of the matter is, everybody is seeking the same thing. You want your life to become larger than the way it is right now, isn't it? You want your experience of life to become more profound, more intense, more something. Why do you think half the people are on alcohol and drugs? Simply because they're seeking an experience. And they found chemicals are the easiest way to have a large experience. Tomorrow you're broken, that's another matter. But right now there is an experience. Why do people want to go to heaven? Because they think the experience out there is better than here. If it's such a great place, why don't you go today? No. You must be really psyched to want to go today. All others, just play with it to the extent it's comfortable. They're just trying to handle heaven, they're just trying to handle their psychological situation with heaven as a fruit up there. Because if you remove it, they'll get fearful, where am I going then? But if you really believe it's a better place, you must be gone today before all these fools get there, isn't it? Because you want to be on the top of the class. We must understand this, that this is not a race. This is not a race. This is not something that you're going to win or lose. See, you don't have to fear about this life. Only if you study to a certain extent, only if you do this project, only if you write this paper, you will pass. It's not like that. Everybody shall pass here. Only question is, how profound is my experience of life, isn't it? How do you make it profound? That's a question. Right now, suppose I'm saying, just for example, suppose you start seeing something more than everybody else is seeing, would your life become somewhat profound compared to others? If you start hearing something more than others are hearing, would it become profound? Yes or no? So essentially, it's enhancement of your perception which makes you profound. So to enhance your perception, you drink, you drug, sexuality, food, this, that, a million things, success, money, destroy the whole damn planet just to make your experience little more profound. I'm saying all human experience, misery or joy, agony or ecstasy, anything or anything, everything comes from within you. Is it so? Hello? The stimuli may be from outside, but both pain and pleasure comes from within you, isn't it? If you just take charge of the fundamental process of what generates experience within you, the seat of your experience, if you sit there consciously, you can create any experience you want. If you are a good manager of things, would you make a pleasurable, enjoyable, ecstatic chemistry, or would you make miserable chemistry for yourself? What would you do? Especially when you're living in a world like that, is it not very important? If the outside situation is not conducive, you keep yourself absolutely conducive for life. Is this not very important? But most people do not even know how to sit here peacefully. Forget about ecstasy in their life, they've never seen that. You have to pump some chemical into them for them to know some sense of blissfulness, otherwise they don't know that. Anything we are deprived of, slowly we will export it to heaven. Today if we say peace, we say divine peace. If you say love, divine love. If you say bliss, divine bliss. These are all things human beings are capable of. Hello? Are you capable? At least some moments in your life, you're peaceful, you're joyful, you're blissful. Does it happen to you? These are all human qualities. Certain idiots have exported it to heaven. And it's becoming harder and harder to get there. Now you're evolving a philosophy, how to suffer through my life and achieve something. What will you achieve? We'll just bury you. This life should find full expression in this limited amount of time that we have, isn't it? If you want to find full expression, there is substantial scientific and medical evidence to show you only when you're in pleasant states of experience will you find full expression to who you are. No, you don't have to practice. Here you have to practice how to be alive. Death will come. It's life which can happen inefficiently. Death is always super efficient, isn't it so? Have you ever seen death happening inefficiently? Have you? So you don't have to practice it all your life. Life happens inefficiently. Whichever way we do it, there is a better way to do it. Whichever way you do it, still there is a better way to do it with life, isn't it? Death you can't do any better, you don't have to strive, it will happen perfectly, believe me. It doesn't need you. Right now you are very stingy with your greed. Only you want to be well. Suppose you got married, you and your wife want to be well. You got children, you and your children want to be well, your family wants to be well. Why don't you say, I want all life to be well? Be absolutely greedy about what you want. You want this, isn't it? Every human being wants this or no? You want to be well? Why don't you expand your greed a little bit? Why are you so conjuice? Even with your greed you're stingy means you're lifeless, isn't it? At least in your greed be limitless. What I want for myself, I want every life on this planet to have it, why not? What's the problem? I know, in intention, it doesn't take time, isn't it? Hello? In intention, thought and emotion, it doesn't take time, it's only action which takes time. If we are limitless in our intention, our actions will go as far as it can go. But if we limit our very intention, then we become constipated. From being constipated to become conscious is the important journey that we need to make. Yes, right now we're constipated. Constipated means what? It happens little by little. Right now, this is how life is happening, little by little, little by little. Now you think it's me, then you get married, oh, one more person. Then you have 2 children, 2 more people. Why? What is the problem? Does it cost any money? Hello? Does it cost any money to sit here and think, whatever the best I want for everybody in the universe? Does it cost you anything? Now what will happen to you is, everything that you can do, you will do in your life. In your life, if you do not do what you cannot do, it's not a problem. But if you do not do what you can do, you're a disaster. I'm just telling you, don't become a disaster by limiting your intent.